Hello students, welcome back to virtual classroom. We have already started with the types of parasites in that Plasmodium vivax, and we are learning the Plasmodium vivax uh, Plasmodium vivax, in that we have already started with the in previous lecture we explained or we learned about the sporozoites and trophozoites. Just look at the diagrams, what exactly the sporozoite is and what is trophozoite. I have already given the definitions of the trophozoite and sporozoite. Remember, whatever enters into the human through the mosquito, that is sporozoite, whereas the oval structure, as you can see, that is the trophozoite, which is the adult form. You should be clear about this, because if the questions are asked on the sporozoite, then you should know what is sporozoite. If question is asked about the ultrastructure of trophozoite, you should know what is trophozoite. We will talk about the asexual schizogony. We have already seen three different phases are there. In that, one is the asexual phase. Now in this asexual phase, we have already discussed that it is divided into four types of phases. Asexual phase is subdivided into four type of phases. Again I repeat: pre-erythrocytic schizogony, exo-erythrocytic schizogony, erythrocytic schizogony, and post-erythrocytic schizogony. So today's lecture we will try to talk about the pre-erythrocytic schizogony, what exactly happens in this, and exo-erythrocytic schizogony. Now in pre-erythrocytic schizogony, very important part within this topic, you should remember what are the stages that actually occurs during the malarial infection. The first stage is the pre-erythrocytic schizogony. So after the mosquito bite, in last lecture I have already explained about the mosquito bite, what exactly happens within the mosquito bite, and how the entry of infection of entry of sporozoite takes place. That I have already explained in the previous lecture. So the sporozoite grow to form a large and spherical schizone. Now here terms are very important. Name what thing actually infecting sporozoites. We have already discussed the ultrastructure of sporozoite, what they are doing after entry into the humans. So once they enter into the human, through the blood they get transferred themselves towards the liver. So throughout they will go, and at the end, what is the destination? It will go towards the liver. And what they try to do, they change themselves and grow to form a large and spherical schizone. Now this whole thing is called as a schizogony. What exactly this means? So schizogony is a asexual reproduction by multiple segmentation characteristics of sporozoans. Multiple segmentation means what? I'll explain it further. A schizogony refers to a replicative process. Remember, what is schizogony? Definition may be asked. So schizogony refers to a replicative process in which the parasite undergoes multiple round of nuclear division without cytoplasmic division. So what is happening here? Multiple round of nuclear division within the cytoplasm. We know the process, that is the mitosis. In mitosis what happens, or even in the binary fission, what happens initially? The nucleus will disappear. If you people can remember the mitosis, the nucleus disappears, then you have different stages of the mitosis, in which the spindle formation will be there of chromosomes, then you will have the separation of chromosome, and then first of all they will be aligned, then there will be separation, two nucleus formed, and after that the cytoplasm will break off. This is what happens in mitosis. In schizogony, what is happening here, the cytoplasm doesn't break off, cell remain intact, but within the cell there is a continuous division, nuclear division takes place. So nucleus, it will continuously divide, and number of nucleus increases within one cell. So I repeat, the schizogony refers to the replicative process in which the parasite undergoes multiple round of nuclear division without cytoplasmic division. Okay, followed by, so what happens after that? Followed by a budding or segmentation to form progeny. So after that, what happens here? There will be budding, there will be segmentation to form progeny. So once the number of nucleus has increased, then cytoplasm is divided into very small parts where one nucleus will be there and it will get separated. Okay, so this is called as budding or segmentation to form progeny. So from one cell, actually in mitosis process you get two cells, but in schizogony what is happening, from one cell you may get 10 cells. Okay, so the progeny which is formed from this term is very important. The progeny which is formed after this whole schizogony process called as merozoites. Okay, and these are released into circulatory system. Okay, following the rupture of host hepatocyte. So first of all, what you should know is liver cells. Liver cells are called as hepatocytes. See, these terms are very important while explaining this whole part. Liver cells are called as hepatocytes. Sporozoites enters hepatocytes, grow or go through the schizogony process, okay, to form a large and spherical schizone. Schizone divides, multiple fusion occurs and forms many cryptozoites. Okay, see, remember, whatever it is formed, those are cryptozoites. Now they may either pass into the blood circulation or start the new pre-erythrocytic schizogony. They again start infecting the liver cell. Okay, after this, what they do? Erythrocytic schizogony or exoerythrocytic schizogony. So we will not go for the erythrocytic schizogony. Another, in exoerythrocytic schizogony, what happens? Now in exoerythrocytic schizogony, they re-enter into the fresh liver cells. Okay, each cryptozoite divides to form many metacryptozoites similar to pre-erythrocytic schizogony. Now metacryptozoites, again, see, the terms are very important that you should, if you are listening this lecture, I will suggest you better write it down. So what are the steps that happens in pre-erythrocytic schizogony? So first of all, what I have said, that first infection to what kind of cells? Hepatocytes, that is liver. From the hepatocytes, they will grow inside and cryptozoites formation will be there. Once they rupture the hepatocyte cells, then what happens? This cryptocyte come out, but this cryptocyte, they re-enter. First cycle, see, they come out and they re-enter into hepatocyte. Now this time, when re-entering into the fresh liver cell, each cryptocyte now when divides to form many metacryptozoites. So first stage is cryptozoite. When they re-enter into the liver cell, they form the metacryptozoites. So sporozoites, okay, from their cryptozoites, and from cryptozoites, first infection come out of the hepatocyte cell, again infect the hepatocyte cell. So what happens in the exoerythrocytic schizogony? The cryptozoites enter into the hepatocyte cell again, and in this exoerythrocytic schizogony, there will be formation of metacryptozoites. From cryptozoites, again infecting the cell, liver cell, and forming the metacryptozoites similar to pre-erythrocytic chizogony. Now metacryptozoites are again of two types that you should know. First, the smaller micro metacryptozoite. So you should write down this, that metacryptozoite will have two types. One is called as a small micro metacryptozoite and second is large macro metacryptozoite. Now this micro metacryptozoite enters the RBC. Remember, what enters the RBC? To start erythrocytic chizogony. So once the metacryptozoites, I will clear one more thing again. The cryptozoite, after the pre-erythrocytic chizogony, the cryptozoite which comes out of hepatocyte or liver cells, they don't infect the RBC directly. They can't. They have to go through one more process, that is called as exoerythrocytic chizogony. So in exoerythrocytic chizogony, what cryptozoites are doing? Cryptozoites again infecting the liver cell, and now whatever comes out of the liver cell, that is called as a metacryptozoites. Now once metacryptozoites are formed, that there are two types of metacryptozoites are formed. One is called a smaller metacryptozoite, that is called as a micro metacryptozoite, and another one comparatively larger, and that is called as a macro metacryptozoite. So micro enters into the RBC to start erythrocytic chizogony, whereas macro metacryptozoites invade fresh liver cell again. So this is the third time that these are again infecting the liver cell. Which one is infecting now? Macro metacryptozoites invade fresh liver cell to continue the exoerythrocytic chizogony. Okay, so that cycle of exoerythrocytic chizogony, that will continue. So first pre-erythrocytic chizogony, that is a single cycle. After that exoerythrocytic chizogony, it's a cycle, it will continue as it is. Continuously there will be formation of micro metacryptozoite, continuously there will be formation of macro metacryptozoite, and this macro metacryptozoite enters into the hepatocytic cells, again infect the liver, and again there will be formation of micro and metacryptozoites. Okay, so this conversion continuously takes place to start erythrocytic chizogony. Now how much time it takes for completion? Okay, so it normally takes 4 days to complete this whole of the process. So after the infection there will be incubation period. When we say incubation period means what? First of all, whatever infection we have, it should enter into the liver. Once it inside the liver, it will enter into the hepatocytic cells, then it should come out of it in different form, again it should infect, again come out, again infect. So this takes time, so there will be 4 days complete. Now I will show all these things in diagrammatic representation. So first of all, what happens here, there will be sporozoite which enters into the hepatocyte. In hepatocyte chizogony, the definition that you know, it converts us into merozoites. Initially it is cryptozoite, then you have merozoite, and then there will be conversion. Okay, so you should know this cycle. Infected hepatocyte, this both things is happening in the liver itself, remember. So you have merozoites entering into the RBC, in that 2 micro is actually going towards the RBC, and macro again going back to the liver and infecting. Okay, so as you can see here, human liver stage, sporozoite infection, that is called as a exoerythrocytic infection. Okay, pre-erythrocytic and exo-erythrocytic cycle. This whole thing involves the presence of the conversion of the sporozoite into cryptozoite, then meta and macro, and then micro enters into the RBC. Okay, so in this lecture this much is enough. I think you should go through all the definitions in the whatever I have told you about the different stages, about the what convergence is happening, which cells are getting infected, and what type of parasite is forming. Okay, see, continuously there is a change in the parasite form, and this is why they survive up to now within the body. Okay, so pre and exo erythrocytic cycle. Okay, we will stop here. We will continue with the further RBC cycle.